Ever get that, like, post-lunch slump? Ugh, you know what I'm talking about.
Totally.
And it's, like, more than just needing that second cup of coffee, right?
Yeah,
Turns out what we eat really messes with our blood pressure. Who knew?
it's true. Big misconceptions about it, too.
So that's why we're doing this deep dive, right? Into this article, Impact of Eating, or Not Eating, on Your Blood Pressure. It's from The Empty Spot.
Yeah.
And good news is, it's by a cardiologist, A&D, medically reviewed.
Right. Got to make sure.
So we're in good hands, info-wise. But, okay, get this. I always thought eating makes blood pressure go up, but this article says it can actually go down temporarily.
Yeah. It's a thing called postprandial hypotension,
Yeah.
basically. Think of it like this.
Okay, yeah.
When you eat, right, your body's like, time to digest. And
Yeah.
it sends all this blood to your stomach and stuff.
Makes sense. Got to break down all that food.
Exactly. But that means less blood flow elsewhere for a bit. So, boom, temporary blood pressure dip.
Ah, so that's why I feel like napping after a huge meal.
Right.
But the article said this dip can be kind of a big deal for some people, more than just feeling sleepy.
Yeah. It can get more intense.
Yeah.
Some people, their blood pressure plummets. They get dizzy, lightheaded, might even faint.
Whoa, seriously? No way. I just thought it was a food coma thing.
It can be more than that. Really impact your day if it's bad.
Okay, that's actually kind of scary. So it's not just about feeling tired. Got to watch out for the symptoms after you eat.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Eating in general can cause that dip we talked about. But there are certain foods, the article says, that can spike your blood pressure.
Oh, no, really? Like,
And these are sneaky ones, often fly under the radar.
Okay, now I'm really curious. Give it to me straight.
High salt stuff. The usual suspect, honestly.
Yeah, okay, that's not a huge shocker. I feel like we hear sodium's bad constantly.
Right.
But why is it so bad for blood pressure specifically? Like, what's the science there?
So basically, sodium makes your body hold on to water like a sponge.
Okay.
This extra fluid, it ups your blood volume,
Yeah.
right? And more volume means more pressure in your blood vessels.
So it's like trying to cram, I don't know, a whole gallon of water into one of those tiny glasses. Something's got to give eventually.
Exactly. And that constant pressure over time, not good for your blood vessels, damages them.
That makes sense. I guess I always thought it was just about feeling bloated after a salty meal,
It's more than that. The article lists some intense symptoms of a blood pressure spike. We're talking awful headaches, vision going blurry, even seizures. But that's extreme cases.
Okay, wow. So those are some serious red flags right there, not gonna lie. But it makes you think, right? Like, if eating the wrong things is bad, is the answer to just not eat? Does fasting help with blood pressure at all?
That's a huge question these days,
Right.
especially with everyone and their mother trying intermittent fasting.
Right. It's trendy.
And the article actually had some interesting stuff about it.
Okay, so spill it. Is my, very inconsistent relationship with breakfast actually good for my heart?
Well, it's not quite that simple. Gotta love the nuances.
Of course, there's always a catch.
Right. But seriously, the research on intermittent fasting and blood pressure, it's still kind of new,
Yeah.
But some studies suggest it could be helpful. Emphasis on could.
Okay, there's got to be more to it. What's the BUT?
The BUT is, we're talking about structured intermittent fasting, not just skipping meals randomly because you're busy.
So, what's the difference?
It's about having a plan, basically.
Hmm.
Like, you cycle between eating periods and fasting periods, but on a schedule.
Oh, okay, so your body's kind of in the loop.
Exactly. It's about giving your digestion a break, basically, which might, help regulate blood pressure.
Interesting. But then the article also mentioned that fasting for too long is actually bad.
Yeah, huge difference between structured intermittent fasting and, not eating for days on end.
Right, makes sense.
Your body needs nutrients consistently to work right.
Yeah, no crash dieting.
Exactly. Starving yourself, it backfires electrolyte imbalances, heart problems. Not good.
Okay, so no easy way out, we gotta eat. But Poti, gotta eat smart. What are some actual tips to keep our blood pressure in check then? The article had a bunch, but what really stood out?
I mean, it sounds cliche, but honestly, healthy choices every day. That's the real secret. And a big part of that is, drumroll, a balanced diet.
Ugh, I knew you were gonna say that. Everyone says eat balanced, but what does that even mean besides sad salads?
I hear you. It's not about torture. It's about food you actually enjoy.
Yeah.
But the smart versions.
Okay, but HLW.
So, could I highlight this potassium? It's your blood pressure's BFF.
Oh, yeah. It's like the good guy to sodium's bad guy, right?
Exactly. But it's not just about canceling sodium out. Potassium helps your body get rid of excess sodium. Flushes it out,
Through,
We're talking pee, people.
Right, right. So it's not just what you eat, but how well your body gets rid of the bad stuff.
Exactly.
So potassium. We loading up on bananas now.
Bananas are great, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but there's so much more. Sweet potatoes, avocados, leafy greens,
Okay, I actually like all those things.
even coconut water.
Yeah.
Get creative with it.
I like it adding in the good stuff, not just cutting out everything. Speaking of, the article mentioned healthy fats being good for blood pressure. That surprised me.
Right, because not all fats are evil twins, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Remember that whole tire analogy? Your blood vessels.
Oh, yeah.
So, healthy fats, like olive oil, avocados again, nuts, fatty fish, they're like using the right air pressure, keeps things running smooth.
Keeps those arteries happy.
Exactly. But the bad fats, saturated and trans fats, are like that thick, gunky air, just clogging things up.
Ooh, yeah, like sludge.
And then your heart has to work harder, which ain't good for blood pressure.
So we're ditching the bad fats, loading up on potassium, eating all those good whole foods. But what about, like, those little indulgences? Asking for a friend.
Oh, I'm all ears. Hit me.
Okay, so sugary drinks, huge weakness.
Ah, a classic. Listen, we've all been there. But yeah, they're not doing your blood pressure any favors, that's for sure.
Figures.
But good news is there are so many tasty and refreshing alternatives out there.
Okay, like what? Lay it on me. I need to break up with soda ASAP.
Infused water is a game changer. It's hydrating, obviously, but you can get so creative.
Creative how?
Cucumber slices, lemon, berries, even herbs, mint, basil. It's like a spa day for your taste buds.
Okay, that's actually making me want to drink water.
See, it's about finding what you enjoy, then it's
Yeah.
not a chore.
Okay, I'm sold. So we've got what we eat down. But the article also said how we eat matters too.
Oh, 100%. That's where meal frequency comes in.
Okay, tell me more about that.
So instead of 3 huge EE meals, try smaller portions, but eat more often.
Okay.
It prevents those crazy blood sugar spikes and crashes, which mess with your blood pressure.
Right, because then you're like wired after eating and then crashing hard later.
Exactly.
That reminds me, there was something about the DASH diet in the article. What's that all about?
DASH just stands for Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension.
Oh, okay, fancy.
Sounds way more complicated than it is, though, really.
So what is it in a nutshell?
It's a way of eating, focuses on, like, whole foods, less processed stuff, kind of what we've been talking about already.
Gotcha. So fruits, veggies, lean protein, all that good stuff.
Bingo. Load up on the foods your blood pressure loves. Cut back on the ones it doesn't.
Makes sense to me.
And the best part, tons of research behind it. Like, studies show DASH can really lower blood pressure, sometimes as well as medication even.
No way, seriously. So it actually works.
It does.
That's amazing. Not every day you find a diet that's actually backed up by science like that.
I know, right?
Okay, other thing I remember from the article, it mentioned natural supplements.
Yeah.
Is that worth looking into for blood pressure?
Definitely something to chat with your doctor about.
Okay, yeah, good point.
Some supplements seem promising, for regulating blood pressure.
Right.
But you got to talk to your doctor first before adding anything new. They can see if it's right for you, with your health history,
Yeah.
any meds you're on.
Super important reminder. It's easy to get swayed by all the supplement hype these days, but safety first, for sure. Well, wow, we covered a lot today. Everything from, like, those sneaky foods that mess you up to the good stuff that helps. What would you say is the biggest takeaway from all this?
For me, it's realizing that what we eat, it's huge EE for our bodies. Like, seriously impacts our hearts and
This is all connected?
Exactly. But the good news is, when we make smart choices about our diet, our lifestyle, we can actually keep our blood pressure healthy and avoid heart problems down the road.
It's empowering in a way, right? Like, we have some control.
Totally. And it's not about being perfect. It's about those small changes that add up over time, finding what works for you and sticking with it.
Love that. So, as we're wrapping up here, what's one TINY step our listeners could take, like today, to put all this into action?
Great question. I mean, it could be as simple as ditching that soda for some infused water like we talked about,
Easy swap.
or adding an extra serving of veggies at dinner tonight,
I can do that?
or even just trying a new snack, something packed with potassium. Every little bit helps.
So true. It's those little things done consistently that make the real difference. And on that note, we want to hear from you. What little change are you inspired to make? Find us online. Let's chat. We're all in this together. Until next time, stay curious, stay healthy, and we'll see you on the next deep dive.